What's up, everybody? I'm not going to really come to you with too much heavy Bible, but I do want to just kind of chat with you guys. Man, I'm telling you, y'all need to cover y'all children. You know, they're out here on these games and they're talking and they're speaking in a manner that you know nothing about. I had a friend that the boy is 6 years old on Roblox talking, calling people in word, and just really, really just being aggressive. And she said that she had to come near the room because she didn't even think she didn't know what would have gotten into her son. And she never even knew that he could articulate such language, such street jargon. You know, these kids are heavily influenced. And when you put your kid, when you allow them to be on the internet, you allow them to uh, be open and vulnerable to all types of situations, to all types of personalities and people, and just spiritual doorways. And these kids, they have no idea. You know, they have no idea about uh, the spiritual ground, spiritual warfare. They don't know. That is why you, as parents, God has charged you to train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he's older, he shall not depart from it. Y'all, I'm telling you, I've had parents that say, "Oh no, we don't have doors. You don't get a door on your bedroom until you're of a certain age." They check their phone. They have safety on their internet as well as the TV. Those are parents that are very proactive and they control what their child sees. You know, I remember this one guy, he grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist family and he was only allowed to see Disney movies. And here it is, we're now in the 2000s and he's a full on grown man. And we find out that they were sending subliminal messages even in Disney movies, um, about sex and about just all kind of things. Um, we are in a time right now where you can send your child to school and they they can be read a story that is being narrated by someone who has ideas and affirmations that you don't agree with. Um, you know, they are forever little sponges absorbing what's around them. They are little pots of soil, and people are always planting seeds. So I just want to encourage you, and even if you don't have your own child, it does take a village to raise a child, you know. And if you are a godparent or uncle, you know, they have this thing about unc and auntie, and I think it is like the cutest thing. I think it's a way of calling more seasoned older people, um, like you're old school, but at the same time, it to me it holds um, respect, and it gives reverence to those who are a little bit older. And to me, the younger kids are acknowledging, hey, unc or auntie, you are older, you know, and they're watching us. And we should be watching them. We should definitely be offering guidance because you have people out there that are damaged. who hold platforms, who may have gone through childhood trauma themselves. Maybe they had a creepy uncle that used to do things to them, and they have been heavily influenced and they have been suppressing childhood trauma and childhood memories, and it's beginning to come out and poison other kids. You know, there is no reason as to why people, grown people, should be talking to minors in such a way and planting seeds and offering them, I can't even say peer pressure because these are not even their peers. Why are you in your almost 40s talking to a child in such a manner? Why are you guiding them to go the wrong route? You know, unfortunately, we we have generations in the past that have been led astray and gone the wrong way. I watched that movie South Central, and I watched that movie Menace to Society, and those are cult classics amongst the African American um, community. And you see the same mistakes over and over again. The OG goes to jail. The new person comes in and is left to help raise the next generation, and they're teaching them how to talk to women and how to hold weapons and how to um, be cool, so to speak, and how to posture themselves and all the street jargon and just the ignorance. Why can't we just right our wrongs? Why can't we, as the older generations, the unks and aunts and grandmas of society, why can't we say, yeah, we did that and I don't condone it? That wasn't the right way. You know, these kids, they're looking to us for guidance. And even when we didn't really understand church or older grandmas in church praying, I've heard my peers that are in their 40s say, you know what, I didn't understand then, but I understand now. I didn't understand what they was talking about then. And then I find them quoting sayings that their grandmas and their aunties and uncles and mothers used to say, and say, man, I didn't understand that then, but I understand it now. You know why? Because they were planted seeds in the youth, in their youth. Seeds were planted. And now that they're of age, they've grown to understand. And it is so important to instill the right morals, the right wisdom, the words of wisdom, knowledge, and faith, and teach our youth the right way to go. You know, unfortunately, a lot of us, including me, have experienced peer pressures, and some of us have experienced um, cousin on cousin, sister on sister, brother on brother, um, neighbor on neighbor. You know, you out playing, you chasing, and you running around, and you get into things that you don't even know about. You go over people's houses as a child, and they get a hold to VCR and DVDs, and you're exposed to things that you don't even know about. Now you can go on your smartphone and access places and things that you don't even know about, and you're literally now exposed. And light switches that were reserved for your adulthood are now turned on. And you're having these feelings that you weren't even supposed to have until later on in your mid to adult life. And I just feel like a lot of us have been violated in such a way. And these people that have been given these platforms have taken oaths, have been told to do things that are so against God. Because it's like what would you do for a Klondike bar type situation. And they have completely sold their souls and have sold out. And now based on who they work for and who they sold their soul to, they are out here trying to comfort the youth, the highly impressionable. And I fought the parents. And they'll tell you as a defense mechanism, well, I fought the parents. I'm no role model. Where were the parents? Where were the parents? And I'm not going to lie. It is a hard truth and a hard pill to swallow. We don't vet the right schools. We don't vet the criteria. We don't vet these people. You just feel like, oh, they're boys and they're the same age as my boys and they don't know anything. Yeah, you can go to the basketball camp. Yeah, you can go to the local YMCA. Yeah, you can go to the park. You can go to the youth program down there at the park and get free lunches, and you can swim for free. It's no problem. But do you fail to put your slippers on, uncle, auntie, stepfather, father, auntie, mother, grandma? You failed to put your slippers on and put you on some decent clothes and comb your hair and brush your teeth and go down there to the parks, to the recreational centers, to the Boys and Girls Club with your child. To be there. Sometimes your presence will put fear in the other youth that come to do your child harm, that come to try to influence your child to do things that are not what you taught them to do. I will never forget, I was down there at the park with my goddaughter because I don't have any children. And these little I'm not going to curse, these little bad kids, at first they were playing, hee ha ha. My godchild was chasing them. They chased my child. But one of the kids grabbed my child's shirt and began to beat my child. And my baby was like, okay, ha ha ha. And she thought it was funny because she's just saying, hey, I'm getting attention. I'm making friends. And I immediately knew what it was. And I rose up and I ran over, and those bad kids ran away. And I thank God in heaven, I thank Jesus Christ that they ran and they ran fast. Because I'm telling you, I will be facing some child abuse charges because I instantly ran over and they ran. And then in the car on the way home, I had to tell my God baby, I said, listen, everybody is not your friend. Don't you ever let nobody put their hands on you. If somebody I don't care if they call themselves playing, you come and tell me. And I'm glad I saw it, but I felt bad because number one, I was so angry I wanted to catch that child. And I'm telling you, they was like 7 and 8 years old. But I could have went to jail that day because I would have let my emotions lead me to destruction. Y'all be present. And even if you have a child or know of a teenager that is rebellious in spirit, drop the seeds anyway. Because you can always lead with, well, I'm going to just say this. so that you can never say nobody even told you. But you shouldn't do this because this could happen. I watched that Apple Watts, and if you don't know who Apple Watts is, she's a stripper. Hey, how are you doing? Thank you so much for dropping in. Thank you so much for dropping in. I think it's Viru or Vinu. Um, but y'all, I'm telling you right now, like, thank you guys for dropping in on my live. If you can hit like, that would be amazing. I was looking at Soft White Underbelly, which is another YouTube channel here out on these YouTube streets, and Apple Watts is from Los Angeles. She actually was living down the street from me. You know, she's really well known. She's an awesome dancer. She came from humble beginnings. And she was rebellious in spirit. Yes, she's been to many foster homes. Yes, she comes from a broken home. All of the above. I get it. But I know for a fact that she has been told, and seeds have been planted. And you know how I know? Because she speaks with so much wisdom now. Now that she's gone through what she's gone through, she's able to tell it. But you can tell that wisdom has been instilled in her, and that people have talked to her, and that people have confronted her. But she had a rebellious spirit even as a child. And she had a spirit that could not be tamed, y'all. Sometimes, even when you plant seeds, these kids, they'll grow up and they'll have the seeds in them. But they choose the hard way. I remember looking at this movie called I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. And they kept saying, or I don't even know if it was I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, but I do remember Damon Wayans was in it. And they just kept saying, you can take the window or the stairs. You could either take the window or the stairs. But the comedy in it was you could either be thrown down the stairs or thrown out the window. Either way, it was going to be painful. And a lot of times, these kids, you can tell them the right thing to do. You can sow seeds and tell them the right way to go. But unfortunately, they choose to take the window or the stairs. They would rather take the window or the stairs, being thrown down the stairs or thrown out of a window, than hear what you have to say. And after a while, they will get it. After trial and error, they will get it and they will understand what you have to say. Y'all, don't give up on our youth. I'm telling you, please don't give up on our youth. If you got to go in your closet and pray in secret, if you got to fast and pray in secret and call their name out and go into an intercessory prayer, even if you say very little, they will hear you. If you're one to watch, but you have that wisdom to where you don't say anything because you don't want them lashing out at you, you don't want them to feel attacked. But when you do say something, make it a two-liner and say, hey, youngster, I'm peeping you. I don't agree. I don't know what you're going through. I want to let you know I don't agree with it. But I do want to let you know that I'm here and I'm peeping you. And you know what? I'm praying that whatever hurt, whatever brokenness you had in the past, I pray that God heals you and that you're able to really get it together. Once you put that out there, it's already out there. I know the world in the new age loves to say the universe, but you've already planted a seed into that child, into that young adult. And you know what you've done? You've given them hope. You're letting them know, hey, I'm watching you. I don't say much. But you do have my attention. And I only plant seeds of good faith in you that they may grow. Don't give up on our youth, y'all. And continue to cover them. And if you have children, check up on them. Find out what they're learning. Listen in. I never forget my mama used to listen on the other end of the phone because she want to know what I'm talking about. She would listen in when I had my friends. And you know what? She would confront me about whatever. If it was off color, she would talk to me about it and say, hey, I was listening to you. I didn't agree with what you were saying. And, don't say that. Don't do that. Don't conduct yourself that way. I didn't raise you to be that way. Y'all have to protect these kids from these predators. I don't care how much money they have. I don't care what platform they have. But you know what could start off innocent could turn into something dark. Jim Jones had a ministry. And at first it was like, let's grow our own crops and let's preach the word of God. But a lot of times the enemy can get a hold of these different preachers and get a hold of these different leaders and these people with platforms, and it can turn to something dark. You got kids like Kyson Knott. They have been blessed. And at first it was cool. Everybody's laughing. But he's popping fireworks inside of the house. He's doing things that are influencing your child. So when you come home and your house is on fire, they're being influenced. And even though it's supposed to be fun and it's supposed to be fun and games, you need to watch what your child watch. You need to watch these baddies of the East and all of this bad girl stuff. You need to sit and watch with them just to see. Don't say nothing. Just sit and watch what they are looking at. You need to look at these Krishan and Blueface just to see what they're taking in. And you need to say, you know what? Yeah, man, this energy is something else, and you present an opportunity to talk to them. Hey, what we were watching, it is really not of God. It is not of the light. It doesn't grow you in any way. It don't feed your spirit. It don't feed your soul. In fact, it's just sending a message to you to, just twerk, fuss, and fight all the time. And you can't get nothing done with twerk, fussing, and fighting. Listen to the music that they're listening to. Find out what's going on and what's being said. And say, hey, young thing, I hear that you listening to this. I don't agree with it. These people are promoting this and that, and it is really not of the light. It's never ever going to get you into a place where you can even compete or be compared with the best of the best. And while you're over here listening to this and watching that, there are people your age that have built cars that's running off water and running off vegetable oil, and let them know how far behind they are and begin to expose them to other things and other cultures so that they can see exactly where they are and that they can know that some things just come to hinder you. Some things are just a trap to keep you behind, to keep you focused on the wrong thing so that you can't even succeed. Some things were set up to make you fail. Anyways, I'm Nikki St. Clair. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. keep an eye out on the youth, because they're keeping an eye out on us. And when we don't say nothing and we don't do anything, it's almost as if you agree with what's going on. You ain't got to get in nobody's face and make them feel attacked. And if they come for you and they point out what it is that they've seen you do wrong, you need to take that. And you need to repent, and you need to get it right too. Ain't nobody perfect in this game of life. You can say, yeah, I've made a lot of mistakes in my youth. That's why I'm here to tell you and encourage you to do right. You know, you can always tell them and acknowledge your mistakes and the pains that it's caused you. And you can make this a healthy discussion. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. And thank you so much for dropping by. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. And I will talk to you later. I'll have a separate forum talking about me and my history and everything right like that. But as of right now, I just wanted to get that out, y'all. Be the unc and the aunties and the grandmas that life has called you to be. Share your experiences and plant some seeds. There's a lot of grandmas out here. We used to make fun. They had a hat on and their gloves and their gardening shoes, and they would be out there planting seeds and reaping the harvest. And now that we are of age, a lot of us, we need to be planting seeds so we can reap the harvest. Don't you want to see the youth turn things around? Don't you want to see them come together on one accord and save us? Save the race? Propose some bills to go to legislation and change this world and be in a good place where they don't have stains on their records so that they can begin to run for city council and get into politics and fight for us? Don't you want to see it? It can happen, but we have to do our part too, y'all. And we can't be allowing our kids to be exposed and fall into deviancy and fall into taking DRUGSs and fall into crime and violate others, because it leads to destruction. Protect us, y'all. Again, I'm Nikki St. Clair. Thank you for choosing me. You could have been anywhere, but you chose me, and I appreciate it. Take care. Peace.